Yo, what is up guys, Ethan here back with another video, and in today's episode, like I said last video, this video of the Dolphins franchise, we're just going to be going over Season 1. If you are super questionable on why I don't do the Jaguars or we're simulating Season 1, go check out the first video of the Dolphins franchise, which is actually the last video on this channel. For this series, there's going to be tons of graphics, and I put tons of time into the graphics for this. So, please like and share this video. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. So, in this, we're just going to be showing you what has gone down in Season 1. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy, and let's get started. So, in real life, the first two games are the actual scores. Baltimore did beat Miami 59-10, and New England did beat us in a shutout 43-0. But besides that, all of these games were simulated. I did play a few games, and I'll let you know which games I played as we go on. So, Week 1, we lose to Baltimore at home as we lose 59-10. Week 2, New England just destroys us 43-0 as we get eliminated, but that's in real life. Let's get to what Madden predicted for the rest. Week 3, we travel to Dallas and we end up losing 31-17. Week 4, thriller game, and I did play this game, and we ended up losing to the Chargers 40-30, and that was a really devastating game. Week 5, we are on a bye. Week 6, we pull out our first win of the season, home versus the Redskins, as we win 27-17. I did play this game as well, so I just want to get out of the way. A huge win for the Dolphins. Week 7, we are home versus Buffalo. I did simulate this game, and we lose by 8 points as Buffalo wins 28-20. So now on a Monday night game, the Miami Dolphins travel to Pittsburgh, and we lose 14-28. Then on, I'm confused, Week 9, we are hosting the Jets, and they just obliterate us as we lose 34-8. Week 10, we travel to Indianapolis, and I did play this game, and we get our second win of the game, as this is the technical upset actually, as we win 37-28. The following week, we travel to Buffalo, and we get back-to-back wins as we beat the Buffalo Bills 26-23. I did simulate this game, by the way. Next game, we travel to Cleveland as we just, after a big win versus the Bills, just get shut down by the Browns as we lose in Cleveland 35-13. Next, we play home versus the Philadelphia Eagles, but they just destroy us as we lose embarrassingly, as we lose 32-10. Next game, we are on the road at the Jets, and the Jets destroy us again as we lose 24-13. Next game versus the Giants. I did play this game. We lose 35-42. And I've recorded this game because I thought I was going to show Season 1. It ended up not. So I'm going to show you how this game actually ended.
See how they play it on 1st and goal. And running the jet sweep here to Parker. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10, and in for the score. Are you kidding me? They return it, and they take the lead.
So yeah, Giants fans are definitely going to like that ending. But for the final two games, we were home versus Cincinnati, and they just killed us as we lose 38-17. And then the final game, the Giants game was the last game I played. We went to New England, went to overtime, and we lost 40-34. So that is it for the season, and now let's oh my bad, I'm an idiot. We also had a trade right before the trade deadline. Let's go straight to see who we have traded for. So, right before the Week 8 game, we ended up trading a 2020 second and fourth round pick and a 2021 third round pick to the San Francisco 49ers to help our defensive line as we pick up right end Eric Armstead. He is on a contract year this year, so I think that's why it was somewhat easy to trade for. We'll get to his contract later in the video, but here is the trade we made. Now let's look at breakout performances this season. So during the season, we ended up having a total of 7, I'm pretty sure, if I counted correctly. Yes, we have a total of 7 breakout performances, and most of them was in my game. So, Week 4 versus the LA Chargers, Mecole Hardman had a big game as he had 8 receptions, 188 yards, and a touchdown. Week 6 versus the Redskins, Balaj had 19 attempts for 131 yards and 2 total touchdowns. We had 2 versus the Colts, as the first one's Jerome Baker, as he had 11 tackles, a sack, a fumble recovery, and a touchdown. And then Mecole Hardman had 6 receptions, 144 yards, and a total of 3 touchdowns. The following week, we got Eric Armstead. He had a total of 2 sacks, 3 tackles, and a forced fumble. He went off this game, and that was actually a breakout player. So he ended up getting superstar development after this game, which is huge for our team. Then Week 15 versus the New York Giants, Balaj just went off, and he has 25 attempts, 132 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And the only one that was really good that we simulated was versus the Patriots, as Balaj had 26 attempts, 201 yards, and a total of 3 touchdowns. One of them was a receiving touchdown, and 2 of them were rushing. So, after this, let's see the standings. So, here's the standings. First, we have the best of the rest with the teams that had 11 and plus wins. Those teams were the Green Bay Packers, Atlanta Falcons, Seattle Seahawks, Cleveland Browns, and the LA Chargers. The playoff teams were the Dallas Cowboys, or the rest I would say, are the Cowboys, Eagles, Rams, Ravens, Texans, Chiefs, and Patriots. So best of the rest had 11 plus wins. The rest of the playoff teams had 9 plus wins, besides the Chiefs, as they ended up going 8-8. The teams that just missed out were the Chicago Bears, as they went 10-6. The Saints, because they went 9-7. Same with the 49ers. And then a total of 5 teams also went 8-8. Those were the Steelers, Jets, Bills, Jaguars, and Lions. All went 8-8. Chiefs got the slight edge because I'm assuming they either beat a few of these teams or they had overall a better division record. Everyone else, the Panthers and the Titans went 7-9. The Vikings, Giants, Broncos, and Colts went 6-10. The Redskins and the Raiders went 5-10. And the worst of the worst, the Cardinals, Buccaneers, and the Bengals went 4-12. And then we had the worst record in the league as we ended up going 3-13. Before we see what the playoff results are, let's go check on the season stat leaders. Before we go into the stats, let's look at the NFL awards. Your MVP for this season was Aaron Rodgers. The AFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Baker Mayfield. AFC Defensive Player of the Year went to Von Miller. NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Rodgers again. And NFC Defensive Player of the Year went to Jabril Peppers. Probably the most surprising. Rookie of the Years for the NFC, it was Kyler Murray and Sean Murphy Bunting. AFC, Mecole Hardman actually won Rookie of the Year for the AFC offense. And for the defense, it was Devin Bush. And then the Coach of the Year ended up going to Freddie Kitchens. I'm pretty sure I spelled Kitchens wrong because I am dumb. After the awards, now let's go check out the passing stat leaders. So for the passing leaders, the yards leader ended up going to Aaron Rodgers as he had a total of 4,857. And then he also led the league in touchdowns as he had a total of 49. Jeez, no wonder he won MVP. And even with all these passing yards and touchdowns, he wasn't even close to the interceptions leader as Rodgers ended up only having 9. But the interception leader was a tie between Drew Brees and Matthew Stafford as both of them had 17. So, going to the rushing stat leaders, the yards leader ended up going to Ezekiel Elliott as he had a total of 1,629. The carries leader ended up going to Todd Gurley as he had a total of 297 yards. But the touchdowns leader ended up being a 5-way tie between Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, and our own Kalen Ballage. Fantastic stats right here. Now let's go to the receiving stats. So for the receiving stats leaders, the yards leader ended up going to Davante Adams, which is not even a surprise. Top passing yards leader, top receiving yards leader, makes sense. That's Davante Adams, as he had a total of 1,339. Touchdowns leader was actually not Adams. It was a two-way tie between Jarvis Landry and Tyreek Hill, as both of them had a total of 14. And receptions leaders, it was also a two-way tie between Davante Adams and Paris Campbell, the rookie. Now let's end it off with the defensive stats. And then finally with the defensive stats, the tackles leader ended up being Jacksonville's linebacker Miles Jack. Sacks leader went to superstar defensive tackle Fletcher Cox, as he had a total of 17.5. I'm an idiot. I didn't even say Miles Jack's tackles. Miles Jack ended up having a total of 147 total tackles. Like I said, Cox had 17.5. An interceptions leader was held by our own cornerback, Xavier Howard, as he had a total of 5 interceptions. So that is it for this, and let's go more in-depth now, as now we should be looking at our team stats. So we just go across the board and see how well the stats look for our team. So looking at our team stats, Josh Rosen had a total of 3,659 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. Rushing the ball, Kalen Ballage had 1,162 yards and 13 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns went to Mark Walton. I don't know why. Boston Scott had a few touches as well. Receiving, Mecole Hardman just went off. 1,203 yards and 7 touchdowns. Gesicki had a pretty good year. But besides past Jakeem Grant, it really wasn't nothing. Some random tight end got a touchdown. So looking at the defense, our total tackles, Raekwon McMillan led us in tackles with 113. Sack leader was Devon Gartrell with 8.5. Armstead had 7, same with McMillan. Here's a look at them. Interceptions, there's Xavier Howard with 5, Josh Jackson with 3, 2 with Rowe, and only a few with 1. We really didn't have that much. A lot of forced fumbles, though, 2 by Baker and a lot of other players. Blocked kicks, we had a few. And then defensive touchdowns, 1 by Baker, and I didn't even see the other one. So here is the playoffs on how it went down. For the wild card, the Rams were at the Seahawks, and the Seahawks won 21-13. Then the Ravens went to the Houston Texans, and the Texans won at 27-17. Then the Eagles played the Cowboys, and Philadelphia won 31-24. And the Chiefs went to the Patriots, and the Patriots won 35-32. In the divisional round, the Eagles went to Green Bay, and Green Bay barely won in a shootout, 48-45. Then the Chargers hosted the Patriots, but the Patriots ended up winning 28-17. Seattle went to Atlanta in a big upset as Seattle defeats Atlanta 28-27. And yes, Atlanta did miss the extra point in the earlier the game. I checked it, so that's why they lost. Texans went to the Browns in another upset as the Texans beat the Browns 17-10. For the conference championship, the Seahawks went to Green Bay, and the Seahawks won 32-27. And the Texans went to the Patriots, and the Patriots won 27-23. So Super Bowl 53 in Miami was the Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots Part 2. And the Seattle Supersonics. That's NBA, Ethan. The Seattle Seahawks defeat the New England Patriots 41-29. The only reason why Seattle won is Tom Brady is getting old. Patriots suck. in Miami. And a dude named Malcolm Butler is now in Tennessee and not in New England. So the Seattle darn it, I almost said Supersonics again. Seattle Seahawks are your 2019 Super Bowl champions for this season. And yeah, sadly that is the end of this video. In the next video we will be showing you Eric Armstead's contract, and let's see if he re-signs after getting superstar development. All of the off-season, see if we can bring in some big boy players. The draft, can we get, we don't even know who we're going to draft yet. And yeah, so guys, Seattle's your champions. In the comment section below, did you like the graphics? The graphics took me forever. Please like and share this video. I worked so hard on these graphics. So guys, my bad. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe, and like always, have a good day. Peace out.